on, come on, come on. Why are you so slow? Hurry up. Get ready. I think I spelled that wrong. Psyops. Whatever. Copy, save, there, paste, delete you, okay. Come on. Aww. Oh, geez, I'm live. Hey, Hachi, Shawnette. I haven't seen you in a while. What I'm going to do, guys, is when I start giving you story time, I'm going to focus on the story. And then when I'm finished, then I'll engage the chat. I've noticed that sometimes in the past, there were misunderstandings with me and other people. Because while I'm telling a story, I'll glance at the chat room and greet people that come in, and then go back to telling the story. And then people are like, wait a minute, she's talking about me. And it's happened several times, these misunderstandings, and I don't want that to happen. Addie, I love you. I'm glad you're here. Are we still? What do you mean? What do you mean? I love you, Addie. I'm so glad you're here. There's some things I'm going to say you're probably not going to like. In fact, that goes for a lot of you. But listen, I'm just going to be honest with you. And I'm going to lay it all on the line from start to finish. And I want to explain myself, especially to you, Addie, and some other people out there. So I'm glad you're here. Please stay. I love you, Addie. Don't be submissive. So I'll tell my story, and then at the end, I'll engage my chat so there's no misunderstandings. I did take notes. It's a difficult subject for me to talk about all around, okay? Because I know that a lot of us don't see eye to eye and agree on things, from prophecy to the rapture to a lot of different things, politics. So I don't want to create any more division. So even if we disagree, can we just remember how much we love each other? And I want you guys to stay in my life. I really, truly care about you. So, but I want to tell you, I want to have a heart-to-heart with you. Seriously, truly. So get comfortable, grab your smokes, grab a drink, grab some popcorn. I'm going to give you story time. Now, a lot of you have heard these stories before. A lot of you, it's, you know, I'm going back to 2015, 2016 time period. So, all right, when it comes to false media, the UFO community, Q, trolling, how people cyberbullying me, and how I stumbled into it. I was trying to carry at first Yeshua's gospel, as well as my testimony of what I experienced in the dumps. That's all I was trying to do. And if I had questions, I would go before Heavenly Abba in Yeshua's name, and I would ask him, please, you know, Yeshua is the truth, so please tell me the truth. And boy, would he ever. And a lot of times I didn't like it. It was really hard. This is going to be a difficult video to make, but considering I have told all parties time and time again, I'm just going to buck up and try to pull myself up on my own bootstraps. Meanwhile, I don't have any boots. I only have socks. Socks are my favorite. So I love all of you guys. Shawnette, Addie, V, Hachi. All right. Okay. Without further ado, my name is Holly Baglio. I'm your hostess with the mostest, broadcasting to you live from Holly Television Studios, right here in my beautiful garden home state of New Jersey, USA. I want my HTV. Okay. got to do the treat thing, all right? Give me a moment, please. Where's your Kong? Go fetch your Kong. Don't bark at me. Go fetch your Kong. Fetch your Kong. If you get me your Kong, I'll fetch it. Right there. Not roll over. Fetch it. Fetch it. The Kong. You got it. Thank you. Thank you. I know, yes. Circles, yes. Good girl. I love you. Okay, go calm down, sweetie pie. The cat's already taken care of. I gave her a can of tuna fish. She is set and spoiled, silly rotten. Right? She is a sweetie pie. Yeah, she'd adore you, Addie. She really would. When I have alright, so let me stay on topic here. So, yes, I'm not going to hide from you. I'm working on it. I've made vast improvements in other areas. I know, right? I should have filmed her rolling over for the treaties. Filthy habit for a pretty girl. I'm working on things. Hey, listen, I have some things going on. Anyway, James Warback, I'm so happy to see you, Lily. Okay, again, so I'm going to talk to my chat room at the end, so that way when I'm telling the story, I don't call out somebody's name to greet them when they're coming in my chat and then go back to telling the story. And then all of a sudden have some misunderstandings that people think that they're a part of the story I'm telling when really I'm greeting others coming into my chat room, because there have been misunderstandings in the past. So, all right. Now, let's get to it. It's story time, guys. I was on the internet, on Facebook. I started putting up funny HTV skits on YouTube in 2014, and I noticed I was getting some views. It was just minor views, like 20 to 50 or 75 views, but I thought that was a lot. Anyway, I turned to Yeshua HaMashiach, and I woke up from MK Ultra programming. I prefer to be called a super soldier because, I already have RA, IBS, PTSD, RA, PTSD, IBS, and apparently I'm DID, SRA, and MK Ultra. Listen, just give me words. And with all of the torture and traumas I've gone through, because I was trafficked for 37 years of my life and used in these programs, what people would say a Manchurian candidate, I believe I have the right to decide what my title is. And after all, Joseph Mangley was the first programmer, the first person. He created me. He's why I'm here. Read my autobiography. It's free and downloadable. Let me make sure I stay on topic. So in 2014, I was waking up. I fell to pieces. I couldn't talk for 10 months, so where did I spend my time? I spent my time online because I can type like 80, 90 words a minute. So I spent all my time typing and hanging out online, and I started meeting people. And I met a group of fun people. Some of them had a common idea, and they all have a similar mask. So I met them. They were nice to me. Some didn't believe me and my story, and some did. That was anonymous, with the masks. I always liked them. I met a couple people and heard their testimonies, and I always liked them. The ones with the mask. Anonymous. I like them. I love them. My prayers to them. So, But, you know, then I met some other characters online, and they trolled me, and they made bad videos of me. And some were kind of funny. Others were like, boy. And they would trick me, and they would pretend to be my friend, and then turn around and tell everybody what I said. And I was in a relationship at that time. So as you can imagine, it was a complete embarrassment to me and the guy I was with. And I was just waking up from MK Ultra and turning to Yeshua. So I went through one hell of a time, and I wasn't public yet. Max, okay, so I meet these people online, and some are great and some are really bad. Some troll me in their spare time. It's just their hobby. They've got nothing else to do but sit online, okay? Like me, when I'm online, I'm researching and studying things, or fellowshipping and worshiping Yud-Heh-Vav-Heh, or I'm running a video that's hopefully, you know, of some quality and worth. And so I got trolled a little bit back then. What happened? Max Spears died. I made a video about him when I found out. In 24 hours, I got 8,000 views on the video. I got so nervous, I deleted it like a jackass. I wish I still had it. So I came public August 2016, 1 month after he passed away. So at that point, I had met friends online, and then I had met trolls online. I was meeting ministries online, but then also meeting them face to face and going to conferences. Let me see. I'm not quite sure when I met Clovis. I'm not sure when that was. If I was public or before I was public, or yeah, because she took one of my testimonies. I was actually public. I was counting at that point all of my important interviews once I went public. I started counting my interviews from August 2016 forward. I didn't count all the other interviews I did on smaller channels, and half of them just turned around to poke fun at me and talk shit about me. And that was it. Like, I went, okay, so anyway, I bumped into people like, well, Benny, the shit starter. He told me, oh, go check out Van Holten, ask him for an interview. You know, you talk about super soldier stuff. And I go into Van Holten's room, do an interview, and I walk out with 15 different trolls and haters. And one of these people even sent text messages back to me claiming to be the Rockefellers, saying, oh, Miss Baglio, so-and-so is okay. He's not going to be around for a few days. And I was like, what? And I was going to call him out on his shit. And I was like, oh, why even bother? I really don't care. In the long run, I don't care if it's true or not. I don't care if the Rockefellers kidnapped him or not, or are reprogramming him. And I don't care if this is a joke or a trick. I just don't care enough. So I left it at that. But from Von Holten, I got trolled pretty severely. And I don't appreciate it at all. And then when I defended myself, man, they're just such... So moving on, I'm looking at my notes, by the way, while I'm looking down. I reached out in 2015, before I came public, when Max Spears was still alive. I sent emails to Carrie Cassidy and Miles Johnston. Nobody answered me. And when I sent both of them emails, I said, listen, I think I'm a ex-super soldier. Can you get me in touch with James Casbolt, Michael Prince, because I believe I remember him from when we were trafficked, and I need somebody to talk to, and I want to talk to him right now because I really fucking need his help. Irby, I gotta remember that, Mr. Burns. Okay, I'll engage my chat room at the end, and I'll try to stick to the story so there's no misunderstandings. So they never got back to me. That was in 2015. Okay, so Max Spears dies. I find out I was such a coward. I never reached out to him when he was alive because some of my memories, I think that him and I argued like brother and sister. Other memories I have of other people, we didn't argue like that. Or as much as that. So, anyway. I think it was 2015, 2016, right before I came public. I went into Carrie Cassidy's chat and I said, listen, I wrote you, you didn't get back to me, blah, 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 blah. From there, I picked up another 15 trolls. And I was kind of sore about it. I would go into these other, so I go into Carrie Cassidy's chat room and people just shoot me down. They make me feel like a jackass and really small. And I'm like, listen, I think I'm an ex-super soldier. Like, can somebody, like, get me in touch with James Casball? Or I'm looking for these other certain people. Or just, Carrie, will you talk to me? I got some questions. They just picked on me sorely in the chat room. And I was coming to them very humbly, all right? Hey, you're public, you use your name, you use your face, and I'm glad you do. It's about time somebody does that instead of hiding behind a damn icon and a voice box. If they're hiding behind a voice box, they're toying with you. I think trolls that are sending these videos with voice boxes, I think it's the same people who got to me, and it's from Sarah Adams' clan. They try to pretend to have spoken to a demon and then use like a demon's voice on some synthesizer, but it was really their voice. I'm glad you all are here. I'm going to get to everything. It's going to take me a little while to get to the grand finale, so bear with me. I'm telling you my history, my online history of how I came into false media and exposing it. I'm telling you one side of it, and then I'm going to let you know after that, which I better write that down, who I'm going to call out at the end. I did on Facebook today. Yud Hey Vav Hey, please keep me invisible to my enemies. Yud Hey Vav Hey, take your sword and stab it in the ground between me and them in Yeshua's name. Selah. Please speak through me in Yeshua's name. Selah. So, Carrie Cassidy, I went into her chat, walked out with another 15 trolls, and then these people, I thought they were friends because, of course, they came across as friends and whatnot. I would go into their live streams and chat rooms, and they would sit there and talk shit right to my face, just not use my name. And I've done the same thing to guys that I've dated, because it's like, are you that blind? Like, you can't even recognize your own behavior for what it's worth? And now I'm going to expose your behavior for the slop it is, and still it's going, or you just don't care to even make the change, so you allow it to go, right? Okay, so these people would do that to me and tell me off to my face and belittle me. There was some guys, it was like John or Josh Hart or with Hart or has Hart. He would say he was in the dumbs and shit like that. Excuse my language, but let's be honest. It just, whatever, but he would rip into me. That's where I met Clovis. She was nice to me. I remember this because I was at my attorney's office when I met Clovis in this shithead's live chat room. I forget his name. It was so long ago, what, 2015, 2016? 2016. So they ripped me to shreds, these people from Carrie Cassidy's chat room, from Von Holton's chat room. They started digging into me and they started making bad videos. I even fell for it because I'm gullible. I wear my heart on my sleeve and I'm really, really nice. And I take people at what they tell me. I take it at face value. That's it. You know? I'm not looking at you like you're coming at me deceitful. I'm looking at you like you're actually a friend. And that's a really bad way to be. Because not everybody's my friend, but I treat everybody like my friend. ex-boyfriends of mine would just beat me up about it. You're too nice. You're too friendly. Well, don't yell at me for it. Maybe you should just be a man and be there more often and stand up as a man and make yourself known in my life to others instead of criticizing me for my personality because I'm a softie. How else would you want a woman to be? Like a hard ass? Give me a break. And then anyway, so let's stay on topic. So through these bad trolls, I met Clovis, and I gave Clovis my first Pizzagate testimony. As soon as I remembered Pizzagate, I gave Clovis my testimony about it. Shortly thereafter, she's nailed with trolls. Now, Pizzagate is true. It's real. It was swept under the carpet during Watergate. And here I am saying Pizzagate, Pedogate is true. And man, again, I'm served my ass. And I'm not quite sure who on the internet is serving my ass, but they start making bad videos. They start making bad comments on my pages, under my chat rooms. And they're relentless. I no sooner block an email, they go and open up another sock account. But I'm getting to something here, okay? No, it's not a rant. I'm trying to walk you through something. I love Clovis, by the way. Along the way, I meet Miles Johnston. At first, I was happy because we seemed to be friendly. He would send me hugs, like virtual hugs, because David John Mara said, Holly, don't forget what Black Ops taught us. We need at least 5 hugs a day. Now, mind you, I don't want just anybody giving me a hug, because there's some people that are just icky, like, ugh, don't hug me. Please don't. But, like, so anyway, David John Mara was like, make sure you get 5 hugs a day. So I would make sure I would get 5 hugs a day because that was Black Ops' suggestion to all of us when we were coming back together and when we were waking up from MK Ultra and we were having the flash flood of memories. So face to face, I would find people that I, was okay to hug, and I would ask them for hugs. But if I couldn't find someone, my friends face to face, or if I stayed home that day online, what I would do is I would send out a whole bunch of hugs, virtual hugs, and Miles Johnston would send them back to me. But then trolls got involved, and he saw one of my trolls videos that the troll made him make. Because one night, this was back in like 2015, 2016, before I was even public, I got mouthing off online with a couple of bottles of beer in my hand. And boy, the trolls ran with it. Miles Johnston saw the video, and he just, from there, I was like, Miles, what the hell are you doing, like, siding with my trolls? I'm so glad I didn't give you my interview. Plus, you had that nitwit Rocco Fowler lying right, left, front, and center. Total disinformation, total distraction. Yeah, some Montauk boy for you. Supposedly. I don't believe his testimony. Even if something did happen to him, I don't care. I don't believe it. He's got no desire to get better. And he lies and he drags everybody down with him. But my friendly acquaintance, friendly acquaintanceship with Miles Johnston faded rather fast and quickly. When I first came public, August 2016, after Max died, I was running, I didn't see what you said, Doc. I gotta stand on dark. I had done a couple interviews with Angela Disney Powers. we got trolled. And at the time, I really didn't understand Homestead. Hampstead. Terrible with names. The Hampstead kids. And I believe the kids. I've stood with Angela Disney Power against people that hurt kids. And sadly, yes, I have bumped into Ricky Dearman online because I've stood with her and saying, yes, we support the kids. But at the time I did the interviews with Angela Disney Power, I always say her name wrong, and I'm so sorry. I'm not trying to be insulting. I apologize. When I did the interviews with her, I didn't really know what Hampstead was, and that was back in 2016, 2017. And I didn't learn about really the Hampstead kids until 2019, October 2019, when I went to the International SRA Conference. Wilford Wong, Gregory Reed, Russ Dizdar, Tom Dunn, a whole bunch of other great people were there. Doug Hagman. So after the interviews I had done with Angela, I had gone into other people's chat rooms where there was trolls. And they're like, oh, Holly, you're on the record with Angela about those kids. And you know what? They shook me pretty good, those trolls. Like, they nailed me, like, ping, 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 and, like, you know, startled me. And once you're startled, it's like, and I'm thinking, wait, I did go on the record with her about these kids, and I really don't even understand the whole case or even what I'm talking about, really. And I tried looking it up online, but still it wasn't sinking in about what it really was. Again, it took the International SRA Conference, October 2019, for me to really understand the Hampstead kids and case. Well, anyway, the people that trolled me because of those interviews I did with Angela, those people are now infiltrated into Thomas Dunn's live stream and chat room. They act like Yeshua lovers. They act like friends. Yeah, I know. They did the same thing to me. They do it. This is years now. They moved on from me to you. So first they victimize me to discredit me. Then when I see them in Thomas Dunn's chat room and I call them out, they act like they're Yeshua lovers and like nothing happened. And then there is everybody else going, oh no, they're reformed, they love Yeshua. No, they don't. They never apologized to me for ripping me apart, making bad comments, bad videos, hounding me, harassing me, cyber-stalking me, belittling me, using psychological warfare on me. And they were trying to get me to shut up and not give my testimony online. They were trying to get me to leave the internet. Which, by the way, Yudhe already decided that this kid is not going anywhere. I'm staying. So I'm telling you all of this for a reason, not to point fingers. I love Thomas Dunn. I think he's great. I've met him in person a couple of times. I'd sure love to speak to him and just him, without the entourage. Yes, sadly he's infiltrated, but so am I. So are a lot of other ministries that are too public. You have to really have a strong vetting process. So I came forward to the public August. Is there anything else I can say to that? So, trolls try to cover up the truth. They attack the victims to try to discredit them, and Luciferian Satanists and Freemasons sweep it under the carpet. And they come after people like me. And then they go after the ministries. And they go after the people on the internet that are speaking the truth. Now we'll get to the DUMS and children rescues, stuff like that. Sarah Adams used to get onto my Google Hangouts. I used to throw Google Hangouts all the time, and when the Super Soldier community heard that I did that, they're like, oh, Holly hosts, Google Hangouts. So I was like, sure is. Here's the link. Invite people. And I'd love to host it. And of course, I invited people too, but so he would invite people, and we held them like every single weekend. They would last for days and nights. I'd fall asleep on them. I met some pretty cool people. I did. I really did. They were all really cool people. They all had really interesting testimonies and whatnot. But I didn't realize the gravity of people that were on my panel at the time. I really didn't. But anyway, Sarah Adams would get on my panel. I knew who she was. I didn't realize the rest of the people that were on my panel. Like, sorry guys, I didn't realize who you were at the time. Like, really. Like, think. I had no idea who they were. I was like, oh, yeah, nice to meet you. Like, I don't know. Who do I know? But, like, what do I know about who's who? I don't know who's who. Go lay down right now. I said, lay down. I don't know who's who. I really don't. So, I'm sorry about that. But anyway, Sarah Adams was always getting on my panel. Taj would precede her and tell everybody how, just wait, she'll be here. An hour and a half would roll by, and then she'd finally hop on. They were my Google Hangouts. And then after that, people tried to create their own Google Hangout, another Google Hangout, and have everybody else join, but nobody. That's when it started falling apart, was when I stopped hosting them and I stopped really paying attention to them. I think Sarah actually took them over, to be honest with you. And I was like, no thank you. So more trolling began from there. So that's 2016. Actually, by 2017, I called out a necromancer. It had everything to do with Max Spear's passing, and someone was giving their testimony under their name, their face, their voice, and they admitted to doing something. And I was like, that's necromancy. Your white magic, black magic, BS. Get out of here with that. So, yeah. From that moment on, they were relentless. Sarah and her friends. Anne, Jennifer, Astrid, Tara, Janet. Who am I forgetting, or what other names are you guys using? So the trolling was pretty bad, and they alternate. There were different people. So I've gotten trolled because I've gone into the chat room of Project Camelot. Now I get why Aaron McCullum said that super soldiers are just going to have a civil war. It's going to be project against project. I'm not Project Camelot. In the end, I'm really happy I never gave my testimony to Carrie and Miles. But then again, I was kind of instructed not to all along. But if you ever take a look at those channels, now, I got a fantastical testimony, but I ain't going on those channels. And most of the time when people give their testimony on those two channels, they get nothing but lifelong threats and harassment to the point that they have gone offline. I'm not going offline. Yeah. You know how hard I've been trolled by now? Recently, I went back to visit Carrie Cassidy's chat room and to see what she was saying. It was a live stream, and all of a sudden I hear her talking about, well, Trump's coming back in March, and here we go with Q. It's lies. I'm getting to why. So Carrie is promoting Q. Q is a CIA psyop. And everybody's like, yeah, Holly, but see, It woke us up, it woke us up, it woke us up. Okay, well, what's wrong? What's wrong with my testimony that it did not wake you up, that you had to run for Q drops to decipher them and follow him, or excuse me, not him, follow the CIA psyops, so much so that you put aside Yeshua's plan? I've been trying to tell you guys what Q is, and now, because I have been telling you guys all along, Q is false. Q is like something from the dumbs. It's all a CIA psyop. I don't care that it woke you up. What is wrong that you didn't listen to the real survivors' testimonies to begin with? Sarah Adams doesn't talk about what really happens in the dumbs in the cages to those kids. She's just too busy selling you something, and it's all fake. And then you have these other channels promoting it. Listen, guys, there's apparently a lot of money in this. Look at Timothy Holmseth. Guys, I listened to Timothy Holmseth with my own ears, and I took everything he said. I went before Abba. I said, hey, are those Marines really his? The way he talks, it peacocks and puffs up. And also, he's talking about all these kids getting saved in the dumbs. Is it true? Yud Hey Vav Hey said, big N, big O. No. So, guys, I'm going to listen to what Yud Hey Vav Hey said, and I'm not going to listen to what this dude, Timothy Holmseth, says, because he's lying. So, if you're going to tell me, no, Holly, no, Timothy's right, okay, he can't produce those 50,000 kids of the first rescue, and then he tells you about a second rescue. Now, if those kids were really rescued, they would call Russ Dizdar in. I am from the dumbs, and I went directly to Russ Dizdar. Yud Hey Vav Hey led me directly to Russ Dizdar. Nobody else. Directly to Russ Dizdar. Russ Dizdar wasn't called in. Have you guys heard any more stories since these supposed 50,000 or whatever kids, and then there was a second rescue with, 75,000 kids? Have you heard anything from these kids or about these kids? By the time these kids, if they're really rescued from the dumbs like me, I mean, you're telling me that whatever Timothy Holmseth and Q said is that you guys went in to rescue kids like me. I come from the dumbs. I was born into these MK Ultra projects. So you're telling me by Timothy Holmseth and all these other people that they somehow broke into the dumbs and then started to save people like me? Super soldiers like me. By the time I was 13, I was programmed, chipped, and surgically enhanced. There is no getting into the dumbs. I know it sounds fantastical, but Aleister Crowley said it best. What was known in his day as a fallen angel will later in the future be known as an alien. So these dumbs, aliens, control them. White hats are aliens. And you get people on the internet faking being a white hat. Who's Paladin? I don't believe a word he says. False news. Come on, guys. That's why you go before Yud Hey Vav Hey in Yeshua's name, and you get an answer. And people say, oh no, Holly, don't listen to what Yud Hey Vav Hey says to you. Listen to what Q says. Listen to all of this. No, it's garbage. Guaranteed. March is going to come and pass, and you're not going to see any sign of Trump coming back to be president. When he doesn't, will you guys please, I'm begging you, drop this Q. This Q. It's a CIA psyop. It is sucking you in. Do you know how much money they're making off of lies? No predictions come true. You're supposed to be trusting Yeshua HaMashiach. I am pleading with Q's followers to please turn back. Please turn back from that path you're on and go towards Yeshua HaMashiach. I'm begging you to go humbly before Yud Hey Vav Hey on your knees and ask him to show you the truth and to tell you the truth. Because Yeshua is the only truth. And Yud Hey Vav Hey will tell you the truth. These people are lying to you and they're making money and no kids are being saved. The Marines are not Timothy Holmseths. That guy Steve Puzichinski, yeah, what's he doing? Mushrooms and then predicting news? It's lies. How much money are you making? I'm asking. I'm not saying, I'm actually curious and asking. Because it's all lies. I asked Yudhe Vavhe. I trust what he says. Yudhe Vavhe tells me your money's black. Hey, your money's black. You're a handler, or there's something wrong with you. There have been maybe smaller groups of kids, maybe 25, maybe 40, or a real big thing, 60 kids being saved from pedophile cult rings. Some of those reports are true. But these bigger reports that they're going into dumps saving kids, no, guys, it's simply not true. It's not. Not any part of it is true. I know you're going to hate me for it. I know you don't want to believe me and you're going to go, psst. But please, go ask Yudhe Vavhe. He's going to tell you the same thing. Now, me, more than you, wanted those reports of those kids being saved from the dumps. I wanted it to be true. Because I come from the dumps. No one was coming to save us kids when I was there. You can't. You're on the outside. And when there was a rescue mission, it was Majestic 12 who did it. It wasn't the Marines. The Marines are simply not capable. The Navy, not capable. SEALs, not capable. You're dealing with a faction of the government and military you guys got no idea about. Shadow government, deep state, you guys got no idea about it. Well, now you've heard of it. Thank God you've heard of it. But you've got no idea how deep it runs. You really don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have been giving your tax dollars over blindly to a rogue government. Q is spreading false lies. It has been all along. These CIA psyops, look at these school shootings. What were they to do? Push forward an agenda. What's Q doing? Pushing forward an agenda. And it's a huge money racket. People are making a lot of money from it. And you guys are getting duped and you guys are buying it hook, line, and sinker. So to you followers, I love you more than Q loves you. I will tell you the truth. Q's not telling you the truth. It's taking you away from your creator, and it's taking you away from really enjoying your life. More than that, it's lying to you and taking you away from the truth of what's really going on in the world. It's giving you fake, false hope. And then the worst part about is you turn around and spread it to someone else. It's simply not true. None of it is. If it was, I'd be the first one throwing a celebration on the internet going, wow, 50,000 kids from the dumps. Like James Casbolt and Holly Baglio and David John Marrow. Yeah, they were saved. But guys, they weren't saved. And do you know what it took for us to get out? They let us go. There is no storming into a dump, breaking open a cage and getting a kid out. There is no doing that. They let us go. Don't you get it? I've been telling you since 2014. They let me go. Well, why do you think they let you go? Well, why are you buying such a lie that 50,000 of us are being rescued and saved out of a dump when only about 5 of us were left alive and then they let us go? The UFO community and Q are those who are trolling me. They have a lot of money. And for those of you out there who have told me to stand down from standing up, oh, just block and delete, just block and delete. Meanwhile, they're running amok. It's not good enough. You need to know exactly your enemy. Now that I know my enemy, now I understand the gravity of it. And you people are like, oh, just block and delete. No, a little bit more has to go into it than just block and delete. Thanks again for underestimating things. I had to be sat down and spoken to yesterday to wrap my head around the gravity of people that are trolling me, cyberbullying, and trying to run me off the internet and silence me. They bury my website, Holly Baglio. Where have I seen your name before, D West? Don't I get emails from you? Yeah, they are. They are. Because I'm calling them out. They're lying. So I had to be sat down and spoken to yesterday. And I said to this person, I said, I really have a surreal, I think it was yesterday. I'm like, I have this surreal feeling. And they're like, you ought to. So it's not just some crackhead gamers that are bored with nothing to do, or people that are disabled sitting home with more time on their hands than they know what to do with, and they see me coming along, see an easy sweetheart to crush so they can feel better about their pathetic lives. No, it's actually people that have a lot of money, like people that have a lot of money to pay somebody else to try to handle me. It would be like people that have a lot of money to throw around. Did you see all those places I went 2019? I gotta ask you. Except for coming home here to New Jersey. Except for coming home here to New Jersey. Did you see all the places I went 2019? You know that wasn't my money. That's handlers. Or that's somebody with a personal agenda that's set out to destroy me, curb me, or turn me into something that they want. Because for the only way I can operate is to be raw and tell you the way I tell you. I'm not going to be glossed over or have some couple tell me what I can and can't do. And we'll run this in your videos and talk about. Shut up. You're a distraction. You think Trump is a woman just so you can feel better about your own body frame. No. You've got a birth defect. You're not a reptilian. No, not everybody's a reptilian. And yes, Trump is born a man and is actually a man. Please, guys, really, with your fake, false news, stop. Your fake, false rapture, your alien ascension, your Q. Do you know how much money these people are making off of lying to you? Bye, D. West. Thank you. Thank you, D. West. Yeshua. Blessings. I will be praying for you morning, noon, night, and midnight for you, your family, the work you do, and your fur babies if you have them. Thank you. Google search resorts for your channels. So, guys, because I'm calling out the likes of Q, because I'm calling out the UFO community that is also advancing false news, they're going to do things like that to me. Again, it's not little crackhead gamers running around. I caught somebody's attention. Now that I got their attention, what am I going to do with it? I want to get them saved to Yeshua HaMashiach. I want to baptize them. I want to be the one. Who is it, Wilcox or Wilkerson? Because I get like people, their last, I think David Wilkerson is like that pastor I like. I'm not sure because I'm bad with names. I put it up on Facebook, but I had to take it down and just put David W. Um, there's a David in the UFO community that he's like calling himself Jesus. And then you got Sarah Rachel Adams thinking that she's a goddess with ISIS tattooed on her arm. Meanwhile, ISIS is the big prostitute in the world. But apparently all of these people are running in tandem. You know, Q and the UFO community is all running in tandem. And it's a big money-making scheme. They've come out with cures for COVID. Oh, thanks. Wilcox is the other guy. Okay, so David Wilcox is claiming to be Jesus. Guys, really. I can't listen to that guy. So in their hate emails to me, they run pretty severe psychological warfare. I don't read it. Some person tried to say, Holly, you gotta read it, and she sat on the phone making me read it. That's exactly what that plastic Christian would do, is make me, like, take my nose and rub it in shit. Every day, let's talk about the guy who collapsed your lung. No, I don't want to talk about that dude who collapsed my lung. Now you got the other one doing a double whammy on me at the same time on the same day. Holly, don't stand up for yourself. You can't call them out. They can see you. No, actually they can't, because I've done nothing wrong. I have Second Amendment rights, and I'm not saying anything bad except the fact that they're flat out lying to you. And what's wrong with you that you don't know that and you can't see that? No offense, even the Holy Bible, even Yud-He-Vav-He, calls out false prophets. But I can't call out false news. These people are running in tandem. There's something else I forgot to say. Please help me. You guys are trying. I know why you're sending me emails. You're trying to say that you can help me. No. Yeah, why? You can make me a lot of money if I want to flip sides and go to your side and start lying and join that Q movement. That's nothing but a CIA psyop. That's all people from the UFO community. That's all people from the dumbs that are active super soldiers being used as disinformation agents, or just active mind control slaves being used as disinformation. And then you get these people that are fans and sold out on them going, oh, if I just jump to what Sarah says, I'll probably be able to boink her later. Lackeys. You get these fans that are willing to just jump through hoops for these people, and they're willing to do trolling for free. Or they're just simply getting paid. But I know that these communities are trying to shut me up. These people aren't really focusing on, they're focusing on lying to you and making a bunch of money. And I've been telling you this, and I know you guys don't want to hear it, but you Q followers, please turn back. Please go to Yeshua HaMashiach. Please ask him to show you the truth about Q. He might answer you immediately. He might take some time. Ask him to lead you to the truth. Ask him to lead you to journalists and boots on the ground that tell you the truth about what's really happening. And guys, no kids are getting saved from the dumbs unless they are released. Not to the extent that you're talking to me about it. I mean, you're telling me kids from the dumps are being rescued. You're telling me like kids like what James Casbolt and I went through as kids, like those kids are being rescued from the dumps. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're being used for adrenochrome and snuffed and eaten, or they're turned into a super soldier because, again, they're going to be used for the troops of the Antichrist. The Antichrist has troops. How many times do I have to tell you guys? The Antichrist has troops. They're locked and loaded. The Antichrist is alive and well and already operating in the world, and people are already communing with him before he is revealed. He's got a whole army and a whole system already set up. So these super soldiers, these kids that you say are being rescued from the dumps, they're super soldiers to be used for the Antichrist. This is the beast system. I know this sounds like a fairy tale and fantastical, but this is mind control. This is, oh, jeez. Abba, help me. These are people that are sold out on everything and anything except for Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Another reason why I cling on to him so hard. I pour the blood of the Lamb on my implants. They can't access them. I say, Heavenly Abba, hold my altars in broken pieces from the tortures and traumas of mind control, aka super soldier projects, however you word it. Please hold my altars in your hand and keep me together when I sleep and also during the day. And if I have spiritual gifts, may I only use them when you allow me to, and may I only use them to help people. And I don't want to get paid when I use them. I just want to tap somebody's shoulder and say, hey, ba, and then walk away. I don't like when people come up to me and say, Holly, what do you see in my future? I don't like that. I don't want to prophesy over anybody's life. If Abba decides to tell me something, then he'll tell me and I'll tell you guys. I'm getting scatterbrained right now. I probably should go. It's coming up on an hour. I still need to call my sister Rita, and I wanted to talk to my brother Chris. I'm running behind. I still need to cook dinner, and I'm really tired. I'm trying to think. I wanted to tell you guys a story of how I got involved with these people, the trolls, and how it's been, who, what, where, when, and why. But when it comes to Q, I'm not talking about Anonymous with the masks, okay? That's somebody else. Q. Bad. Okay? You're like listening. Oh, wow. Do I dare say it? Have you guys ever listened to Stuart Swordlow talk? I have. Christopher Garantano never calls back. Christopher Garantano did a movie called Montauk Chronicles, and he gave me the pen or whatever. So I watch Montauk Chronicles, fall asleep, watch it again, fall asleep, watch it again, fall asleep, watch again, fall asleep. I'm like, all right, enough's enough. Every time I put Montauk Chronicles on, I fell asleep. So finally, one day I got ticked off. I'm like, that's it. And I get up and I stand there and I'm like watching the movie on my feet at my computer, watching the movie. Go lay down, honey. Lay down. And you ever hear Stephen Sturz? Hang on. Lay down. Thank you. Good girl. Lay down. You ever hear Stuart Swordlow talk? He puts you to sleep. You No, I hear when you're being put to sleep like that, like if you watch a movie and you fall asleep during a movie, that while you're sleeping, you're actually being programmed. So, like, that movie intentionally put you to sleep to take a nap and is now programming you during your sleep. But anyway, during Montauk Chronicles, when I got on my, when I stood up on my 2 feet and I stood there for an hour and a half watching Montauk Chronicles, and I made myself stay awake. I lost my train of thought, and I also lost how to tie that back into what I was saying previously. Forgive me. Scattered. Excuse me. Can you just excuse me for a minute? I gotta take care of I was trying to remember. Uh, Forgot what I was saying. It had to do with his voice, I think, or something about when I said, "Have you ever heard?" It had to do with not him per se, but I was trying to tie it back to something, and now I can't. I lost it. I don't think it's gonna come back to me. If I watch the video, it'll come back to me, but I'm probably not going to watch the video. I'm gonna get off here and try to cook dinner and like catch up with people. I had a long day. I'm so tired. Calgon, take me away with some bath salts. Is what I want. Well, I think these communities are selling you false, fake media. They're making a pretty penny off of it, and I'd like to see them stop making pretty pennies off of hypnotizing you with their lies and their deceptions, because it's distracting you from Yeshua. It's really distracting you from everything else, and it's not the truth. It's not happening. Stop feeding into it. You're feeding all of your energy and all of your time into the beast, and you're making the pig fat. Stop. Put your time and energy into something else. Go find a funny comedian online. Like, go find a hobby, crochet, scarves, something else. Read the Holy Bible. These people have been trolling me for a very long time, and it's really ugly, and it's not going to stop. I don't want to see you guys being taken advantage of by these people either. I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's, I take this seriously. A lot of these people online are not your friends. Think before you speak to them. Putting you to sleep program. Yeah, they talk and they put you to sleep. Get rid of Q. Please stop listening to it. Please find other sources online for news, such as a call for an uprising. A call for an uprising. Good news source. I've been looking at that and Shaking My Head Productions and Woodward TV. Honestly, I got away from looking at the news and politics. I watch the weather forecasts, and I've gotten away from all of that stuff that's happening in the world. And I've really focused on what really matters. I know that sounds weird, but I'm listening to what he's saying to me. And like I told you guys, I'm humbled before him already. In the forgiveness process, I want to hear his voice, and every time I get to walk keeper or I get to sit quietly with him, but also doing something, like not just sitting dormant going, oh, everything's in God's hands, it's all in his control. No, but saying, yeah, I know you got it, but I'm going to help you. I got to do something. Like if I'm hiking with keeper or when I'm cleaning my house, he'll start talking to me, and I really need to hear his voice right now. But there's a lot of fake media going on out there, guys. You've got to stop listening to it, buying into it, and feeding it. And when you hear somebody talking about it, turn them off, unsubscribe from their channel, and go find someone new who is not going to sell you a line of bullshit. They're lying to you guys, all of them. Why do you keep listening to them? Why? It's an insult to me that you listen to them and then you turn around and tell me, oh, Holly, it's true, it's true. It hasn't come true in 4 years. It's not going to come true. They haven't told you anything. Q has not told you anything different than the other survivors. None of it's coming true. What are you thinking? And then you tell me, oh, no, Holly, you can't stand up to these people. Oh, no, Holly, don't do that. Oh, no, Holly, you can't say this, you can't say that. Why can't I say this? Why can't I say that? They're public. You don't think other people on other channels say, oh, yeah, Holly Baglio on HTV, and then proceed to spew whatever? Sometimes they say nice things, and most of the time it's nasty and ugly. And of course it's nasty and ugly. That way you won't actually listen to a real survivor from the dumps. You'll like totally go, oh, Holly's old news. Let me go find new kids. Let me go run onto something new and find something new. And then 3 weeks later, oh, let me go find something new. Let me find something new. Ooh, what's the next news report 3 weeks after that? Let me go find that. You guys pick stuff up and then you never finish it. You don't even bother to drop it. You just pick it up and then float off to something else. Meanwhile, a real survivor's staring you right in the face, and you can't even see it. Instead, you want to believe some stupid, asinine lie that is blatantly untrue. And then you're going to go decipher codes. But you're not going to listen to the real survivors. You're not going to spend your time helping them, are you? No, you're going to go spend your time on someone else's drops. Hey, listen, my dog drops 3 times a day. I'm hiring for people to pick up her drops 3 times a day. And it's free. And there's no deciphering anything. Like, all I have to do is give you a bag, 3 times a day, keep her drops. That's what I'm going to do. Start up a channel, keep her drops, and 3 times a day you can come pick her drops up. Because her drops have more sustenance and substance to it than Q does. And I've been telling you this since day one, but you don't want to listen. And then people that are forwarding Q's lies and Q's plan and Q's motion, those are the same people that are trolling me and trying to shut me down. And then you tell me, oh, just, you give me some fluff, stupid, bad advice that never works. And you tell me to cower down to these people while you go feed into them and listen to them. I've been telling you guys this for years. Q has not told you anything different, more, or better than me. By the way, John Kennedy is in fact dead. John Kennedy is not Q. Q is a CIA psyop. Get it through your heads. Trump, not coming back in March. Stop. All the other prophecies Q made in the past never came true, did they? But you guys quickly forget what Q said. Keep following the plan. There is nobody in Gitmo. There is nobody going in front of tribunals. Jim Carrey is not playing the President of the United States, Biden, while the original Biden already got shot in a firing squad in front of a tribunal. Barry Obama is still where he is. These people are not in Gitmo. They're not in front of a firing squad. They're not in a tribunal. That is all lies and bullshit. I don't care what the cameras show about Gitmo changing and it was small then, bigger now. Lies, bullshit. Do you know how much they can change things? I want to test the authenticity of these camera photos you have of Gitmo. Back in the day, small, and now it's big. You guys are more gullible than me. So please rewind. I tell you everything, how it even came to be that I fell into exposing fake media, and guaranteed I have had the displeasure of meeting the people that are Q, doing Q drops in the dumps. Guaranteed. And they're all disinformation agents, active disinformation agents, engaging in fallen entities, fallen angels, aliens. This is a CIA psyop. I had a friend totally spun out in Q. I gave my testimony. My testimony wasn't good enough. They had to go spin themselves out on Q because Q's more fascinating and entertaining. Hey, but don't go find excitement in the Holy Bible or anything like that. By the way, yes, God's hand was on Trump, probably still is. I'm not quite sure. But Trump is not saved to Yeshua HaMashiach. And just because God works through someone does not mean that they're saved to Yeshua HaMashiach. Trump is not Q. Two separate entities. Trump is a man, our ex-president, and Q is an entity, a group of people that are pushing forward false news, fake media. After the DS got the kickouts, and then Q disappeared once the DS got back in. Just saying, 1 + 1. Yeah, so I guess I'm going to get trolled. I'm going to keep making waves. And you know what? I'm going to go tune into all these false, fake media people and platforms, see what they're saying. I'm going to come back on my channel and say, okay, this is a lie, this is a lie, this is a lie, this is a lie. Don't fall for it. Here's the truth. And probably the truth is just going to be so boring because it'll only be 1 or 2 sentences. I mean, you can really fluff up lies a lot. I love you, James. You know what? I'm also going to let you guys go because it's 7:30 and I'm already 4 minutes late. and I got to cook dinner, and I really had a long day, but all day today I've been pretty much spinning my wheels with Heavenly Abba about this cyber stalking and gang stalking, and I see these people going after others, and then when I had to be literally sat down and like told, Holly, think, see, the people trolling you, that's like mass media, the fake news. They're all tied in together. Besides running you offline and shutting you up, there's nothing else good they want for you. I mean, so sadly those people that are trolls and adversaries and haters of mine are not just some crackhead gamers online that have nothing better to do, although I have met them. And at this point, finding out who my real trolls are, I wish they'd share some of that. No, I'm teasing. Bad attempt at a poor joke. But, you know. So those trolling me, yeah. Those trolling me, apparently I've struck bad chords with people. And, I just wanted to tell you who, what, when, where, and why it happened. All right, guys, I'm going to give you a quick I love you, and I'm going to bounce, all right? So I just wanted to tell you guys about it. Good, I'm done. WP, Jordan, Hachi, James, Roslyn, it's great to see you, sweetie. I love you. Space Academy, thank you so much. Nice to meet you. Lily. Tree. Sorry I didn't get to all my comments. I mean, I know I made notes, but I was trying to keep it short and sweet. And then I'm sure, like, hopefully in the future. Hey, Jamie. I'm sure in the future I'll make better videos. Hey, Andrea, Lincoln, D. West. Oh, I know D. West. Sufix, it's good to see you. If I forget anybody in my chat room, I'm so sorry. Bug, Ade, I love you. Please don't be mad at me. I got some bones to pick with some people from the dumbs, and apparently my trolls are some of those people because they're lying to you, and this is a CIA psyop. So, you know that movie Goodfellas when they said, oh, this goes back to some real greaseball shit? Yeah. Oh, this goes back to some the deep underground military base shit. Don't listen to them, Addie. They're not worth you, and I love you more. Mr. Burns, Jordan, Irby, Shawnette, V. I hope to make funny HTV skits. I gotta get my sense of humor back. You know what? I'm going to go find some funny comedian online and listen to him. Get my sense of humor back, and then I can make funny videos. All right, I love you guys so much. I'll see you later. And that's a wrap for I Want My HTV. I want it now. I want it live. And it's over. But don't worry, I didn't miss you, Stalker Steve. Gotcha. All right. So I just wanted to explain to you guys how it came to be that I stepped in shit and got in trouble and stalked. It's bound to happen. If you want to, yeah, I'm going to just stop there. I love you guys.